Alrighty, time for a deck profile. So I've been testing this a bunch. I think I have a good setup now. I got a nice little tripod. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to get some actual games recorded this coming Monday. Excuse me. But I have been doing test games with a couple friends in the meantime, and I think I kind of figured out what my main issue was, which is that the deck kind of doesn't like to do much else. So because all the stuff I ordered hasn't come in yet, this week we have opened the 3 Fire King structure decks, so that's also why I'm doing an update to the deck profile now, is we actually get quite a bit from the structure decks. It's not how I wanted to do things just yet, but it is what it is. I should have some stuff by Tuesday, so I got a box of Age of Overlord coming in on between Tuesday and Thursday of next week. Currently it is Tuesday the 2nd. This probably won't go up until Saturday though, just because that seems like a good day to actually upload stuff. So yeah, by the time you're seeing this, I'll hopefully have some, the goal is to take this build to locals on Monday, now that we're done with the holiday bullshit, and I can actually record some matches, and then, hopefully the day after, I will get Age of Overlord stuff in, so I'll kind of start uploading stuff as we go, but until then, I meant to do that. I'm still not quite used to the tripod, but we're figuring it out. So with the main deck, first off, we have 2 Synchron Resonator. I think this is standard. 3 is kind of cloggy. 1 is not enough for several reasons, but 2 is just right. The main reason being Red Rising Dragon. We got triple Crimson Resonator. I don't think you play any less than this. Same with Vision Resonator and Soul Resonator. Play 3 of each of these. They're kind of your bread and butter. Yeah. I don't think there's too much to say about them. They're, like, all integral to the combos the deck does. We also got 3 Bone Archfiend. He's our main level 4 non-tuner. Soul Resonator gets to him, and you can get 2 Soul Resonator from Vision Resonator and Crimson Resonator, which he can also discard, so yeah, a lot of good stuff there. And then our last 2 level 4s is a Wonder King Wildwind and a Witch of the Black Forest. I don't want to brick on these too much. Generally, my normal summon, I want to go to, like, Soul Resonator. So I think 1 Witch and 1 Wildwind is fine. Witch can still synchro play if you special summon Crimson Resonator with its effect. Or if you can, like, add something off Crimson Gaia. Well, I mean, if you can add off Crimson Gaia, you can get Soul Resonator, so... but, you know, Witch is not the worst thing to run, because, like, she can get Wildwind as a nice extender. Wildwind's special summon effect is not an activated ability, so it does not conflict with Witch's restriction. For hand traps, though, we now have 3 Drone Lockbird, 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Ash Blossom. I'm playing 3 of each of these just because I don't really have a whole lot in terms of, like, interrupts on the opponent's turn. We still haven't gotten access to, like, Bestial Dispater, which is now, like, $30, which is crazy to me. We don't have a lot of the diversity in our end board that makes it so that we don't need to play as many hand traps, so I'm kind of just playing and hoping that, like, a Supernova plus, like, a Droll can just win us the game, basically. For spells, we got 1 Resonator Command. It's a hard once per turn, and you also have to discard a Resonator monster, so I feel like 1 of this is fine. It could probably come out at some point if we get something better to use, but it is able to search for, like, Wildwind if we really need, like, a level 4 non-tuner, or it can get a Bone Archfiend if, like, Soul Resonator gets negated, so we can also play it in the draw phase to avoid Droll, which is not bad. And we also got 2 Triple Tech. I was playing 3, but I feel like 3 is always too cloggy. So I felt like 2 was kind of a good number. And then we got the 3 Crimson Gaia and the 3 Resonator Call. Again, consistency is good, so we want to max out on these as much as we can. Crimson Gaia especially is like a crazy good card though, so excuse me. Also from the Fire King deck, we got 3 Imperm. Just because it's good going first and going second, which we don't have a whole lot of cards that are good going first or second, so I feel like this is just a really good thing to have. It's still weird to see it in common, but it is what it is. And then last but not least, we have a lone copy each of Golem, Chain, and Red Zone. Because these can be gotten, this can get this from the deck or grave, and these can both be gotten from grave with Crimson Gaia. I feel like one of these... I apologize. I'm still getting used to the setup. I feel like one of these each is fine. Because, like, having multiple, I'm pretty sure they're hard once per turns. Oh. Fiendish Golem is not. Red Zone is. Okay. But Fiendish Golem is also kind of more niche in its use, I think. So, because it doesn't permanently get rid of the target, so that's kind of the main issue. If we had Bestial Dispotter, then maybe Fiendish Golem becomes a bit better, because we can shuffle back their banished monster, which is hilarious to me. As far as, like, trades go, right now I do want to try and trade for some Bestial stuff. I just need to find someone that has some. So that's kind of the main sort of thing we want to go for right now. But that is the main deck. It should be exactly 40 for the extra deck. We got Red Rising at 3. He's not once per turn for some reason. So, yeah, no, he's an insane... He's a starter, extender, combo itself. Like, he's good. We got 1 copy of Scarlet Red Dragon. I mostly just like this because he's good in time. He breaks boards. Like, there's not much to not like about him. Also, he's another actual Red Dragon Archfiend on the field and in grave, which is mostly important for the RDA spell traps. We got 2 Scarred Dragon Archfiends. I've never felt like 3 was necessary. There has been a couple times where I have gone through basically my entire extra deck, but I feel like Scarlight is better overall anyway. Like, it just feels better. We got 2 regular Red Dragon Archfiends, again, just to get off of Scarred Dragon, but also the effect with Crimson Gaia and this is actually, like, really good. If you're swinging into a board that is not full of links, and you can, like, shut off the board somehow, or you just bait out the negates. Red Dragon can just clear an entire board, and I think that's hilarious. We also got 2 Abyss, because Abyss is, like, our main sort of interrupt synchro, unfortunately. We got 2 Bane. Again, one of these being just pattern would be way better. I did try running a copy of Baron de Fleur in its place, but unfortunately, the restrictions on our summoning right now means that we cannot reliably make Baron. So only having one of these, sometimes we just need to make another 10, and that's all we have, unfortunately. We got the 1 King Calamity. I took him out initially, but I put him back in because needing the 2 tuners and a Dark Dragon Synchro for a level 12, this sometimes is all we can make. So just getting that big body, and then also he has the float effect, and he's got, like, the Fling Wingman-esque ability, I believe. He's just good to have around, unfortunately. He dodged the ban list, so we keep running him. And then last but not least is 2 Supernova Dragon. I don't know if this needs to be at 2, but I'm also not really sure what I'd want to put in place of one of them. I have thought about Red Nova, actually. I do kind of want to run a copy of Red Nova just because there are times where he has come up, like, as an option to summon, and I can't make Supernova, but Red Nova also would be big, and he still can't die by card effects, I believe, so while he just has the attack negate, he's still, like, a big Chungus, and sometimes, again, that's all you need, is just a big guy to hit with. But yeah, that is the extra deck. I might try out a copy of Red Nova later. We'll see how it goes. For side deck, we got a playset of Lancia, mostly to just mess with, like, jank stuff. It stops Bestials, it stops DD Crow, it stops Called by the Grave, it stops Shifter, at least for half of its duration. It can mess with, like, Floowanderees. There's a lot of stuff this messes with. So I think it's good. I also don't know if there's anything I'd want to run in its place right now. Like Bestials, I think I'd be better, but I don't have them yet, so... we got a set of Nibiru. I am considering swapping this for Dogeron. The main reason being that Nibiru can be countered a bit easier. Certain decks can get to like a Baron or something in 5 summons or less, meaning that Nibiru is effectively countered. But if I have like an Imperm or a Veiler, then I can counter the counter. But again, we're getting into more hypotheticals where it doesn't matter. But the main issue is that Crimson Resonator's effect contradicts with Nibiru summoning to your field. So if I can't get Nibiru off of my board, I can't use Crimson Resonator's effects, and that means my end board is going to be a lot weaker. It might not matter, but that's why I was testing the copy of Fenrir that I pulled, and like every time I had Fenrir and like combo, I'm like, I can't summon Fenrir or it fucks with Crimson Resonator. So yeah, it's a little awkward. For the spells in the side deck, we got a Change of Heart and 2 Lightning Storm. I want to say, did Change of Heart go to 2 or is that Master Duel? I don't remember if it went to 2. I might be thinking of something else. I don't know how I feel about Change of Heart, I'll be honest. This might be a third Tactics, triple Tactics talent. That might be better just because it's a little more versatile. I don't know. Also from the Fire King deck, I did not know this was in there, Herald of the Abyss. This will be our out to things like Pearly and other giant unkillable assholes that we can't deal with. So I do kind of hope this will come in handy. And then we finally have round out the deck with a set of Solemn Judgment. Also from the Fire King deck. So the reason I went with Judgment as my last 3 cards is it counters anything, and there's a good chance the opponent won't respond to it because they're not playing counter traps. I think the only deck that really does right now is like Mannadium. Like they have Reframing as a one of. And then like I guess stun decks might have some counter traps, but yeah. So basically just things that I can't out otherwise, Judgment seems like it'd be good to have. So again, we're kind of itching for better cards, but I also don't think Judgment's bad, you know. So yeah, that's the side deck for now. I'll see if it actually comes up. Yeah, no, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.